Grandmaster Anish Giri took to Twitter asking people to review his games versus Hans Niemann and have the public be the jury on whether or not Hans Niemann cheated during the games with Anish. I picked out 2 games of attacking chess that I really enjoyed and hope you do too. Let's get into Anish Giri versus Hans Niemann, the Beadsman. Anish Giri versus Hans Niemann in the Air Things Masters. It's e4, e5, and we get a Ruy Lopez. And Ruy Lopez is very common. Sometimes the e-pawn goes, but after d4, the bishop often goes to the c2 square. So you see that happen. And okay, we're kind of speeding through because we're getting to the spicy stuff. Like en passant, look at that. Anish playing chef's kiss. And then the knight moves backwards. And now he reroutes his other knight to g3. The bishop gets kicked out. Okay, and now we get into some fun stuff. Hans pushes the pawn in the center, blows it open a little bit, isolates his d-pawn. But Anish is unafraid. After bishop takes b4, it's time for some juicy tactics. No, wait, that's tic-tacs. Okay, so bishop takes h7. Look at this. Wait, what? There's no Greek gift. This doesn't make any sense. No, but you know what there is? That's right. Bishop takes h7, king takes h7. It's a giant fork across the entire board. Look at that work of beauty there. King moves back, bishop gets taken, and now Anish Giri has just gone up a pawn, and now the rook comes to e5. When the rook comes to e5, the most natural thing to do is just snap take. And that's the right move. You just take it and you move on with life. And in order to not lose this knight, you probably got to play queen d5 and threaten mate, so they have to react, and then you get to move your knight because there's no longer pinned to your queen. But the Beadsman does not do that. Instead, he, for some reason, just plays queen d6. He's like, oh, this is looking a little scary. Let me just trade the queens off. But Hans missed the entire point of rook e5, because now after queen b3 check, the king slides over, and things only get worse. Because after bishop takes, you realize, bishop takes just cleared out the 5th rank, and now this rook is threatening checkmate. So now Hans plays rook takes e5, and it is much too late because bishops can go backwards. Boom. And Hans Niemann resigns. He missed some key checkmating ideas, and that's why he had to sacrifice material, and he didn't feel like playing the rest of this game out. Game number 2, Anish plays d4 this time, and they go into a King's Indian, which, oh boy, could be spicy. I play the King's Indian, and we're getting into a variation where it looks like there might be a rocket ship attack where black throws all the kingside pawns at white, and white tries to break through with counterplay on the queen side. So we'll see what happens. Here, we get bishop e3. There's a little bit of a shuffle. Anish is like, no, I do want that e3 square, and I will take it. So Hans doesn't continue to play knight g4. And okay, so we get a little bit of a lock structure in the center. That's perfect for attacking chess. And now, alright, what do we see? Breakthrough on the queen side? Okay, open b file, white's got control, looks good. Queen c1, knight back, knight forward, and okay, look at this. Knight check, king moves. f4. Who's attacking who? Right? Like, these pawns are pushed. Look at all these pieces. All these pieces right around the black king. But Anish plays f4. Anish is like, I'm the one with the initiative. I got my bishops facing this way. I got my queen over here, my rook. We're ready to go. You want to tussle? Let's tussle. And Hans plays f6. F takes e5. Look at this brilliancy from Anish. Sacrificing the knight without a care in the world, and he chops down one of the pieces that is defending the king. Why? Because at some point, he can bring more pieces to the f-file. And now, the bishop goes back as a guard, but this is just killer, because queen check, king e8, e6. Just a simple plan. And at this point, if you want to protect mate with any of these 2 pieces on this square, the bishop will chop you down, and then rook f1 comes. If you want to try and sacrifice your knight to prevent mate, I will still play rook f1, and then I'll chop your knight down, and then I will checkmate you on the f7 square. And you might ask yourself, where did Hans really go wrong? But the truth is that he never really had the advantage here, and Anish just continuously piled on more and more pressure, and also that fancy knight sacrifice really came in handy. Overall, great game by Anish. So my conclusion here is that Hans Niemann probably did not cheat against Anish Giri in either of these games. Chess.com game review rewards 85% and 76% accuracy to Hans. Meanwhile, Anish had a brilliant move in each of the 2 games. Of course, this is a small sample size. I'm also no expert in cheat detection, but I really enjoyed this chess. If you really enjoy GMs dominating other GMs, then go watch this video and it will rock your socks off. Hope you enjoyed. Happy learning, everyone.